And here we see the trophy of the Masters 2016. Put on by the curling club Champéry, the local club. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. And Team Pfister versus Team Edin here in the final of the Champéry Masters. Simon Gempler, Rafael Maki, Enrico Pfister, and Mark Pfister at skip. And Team Edin from Sweden, Christopher Sundgren, Rasmus Verano, Oscar Eriksson, and Nicholas Edin will be facing each other here at the CCT Curling Masters Champéry final. After 24 teams starting Thursday night, we went down to the final 8. And here we see them on the left. Semi-final games this morning. Pfister beats out Costa in an extra end. And Edin fairly easily rolling over Team Waldstadt from Norway. And these were the top two teams finishing this week. So it's actually right that they should be in the final. And joining me again, Sherry Leibrandt, coach of the national men's team from the Netherlands, Team Van Dorp, and also coordinator, director of the European Junior Curling Tour, which is part of the CCT product. Hello,
Hi,
Sherry. Thanks for joining me again.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
And here we see Team Pfister from Adelboden, although actually only one of them's from Adelboden, and that would be Simon Gempler. The rest are from the Bern region, and there's Rasmus Verano. Team Edin, and Edin will be starting off. Pfister finishing first in the overall ranking after the round robin, has the hammer here in the final. Edin finished second, I believe. So it's actually after the entire week of play, or weekend of play, it's fitting that these two teams find themselves in the final.
Absolutely. Both have had pretty good runs in the round robin pools. Pfister coming through their pools 5-0. Nicholas losing the last game in his round robin pool, coming out of his pool 4-1.
And who did they lose to?
Spain. They lost a game to Spain. Unfortunately, not us in the first game. We had a good game against them as well.
Spain thought they won the World Championship. Big win for that.
For that young team,
Developing young nation, curling nation.
Quite a lot of experience in that team. Antonio's played European A.
Absolutely.
Sergio's a bronze medalist, I believe, at mixed doubles.
So Edin starts out with a guard up front. Pfister. Gempler plays a draw. Not a very good one back behind the tee line, but it'll be interesting to see. We've had a lot of short games in the games we've been presenting this weekend. 6-enders. Actually, this one's a little bit closer. Just luck of the draw. That's the way it happens.
Yeah, sometimes you can make a bet on which one's going to be there, and sometimes you can't. And in the last game, it wasn't really big misses. It came down to an inch here or an inch there. And unfortunately, the advantage of that inch always came out on the side of Edin.
And they didn't make any mistakes.
No, they took full advantage of that inch. So that's sharpness. That's getting ready for the Europeans and being prepared.
Solid performance, though, by Verano, or by Waldstadt, and also by Costa. They had a great weekend, too.
These teams have had a good weekend. All four teams out here in the semifinals this morning definitely earned their spots in the games.
So with that
really solid play.
Roll out, Edin now opportunity to use that guard.
This is Rasmus Rana, newest member of this team Edin. He joined these when Christian Langren went out with a shoulder surgery. A bit of insecurity, I understand, of what the recovery would be and how much pressure he could apply sweeping in the endurance. So I made probably an uncomfortable decision to have to make heading into a European cycle, or an Olympic period.
Well, he's augmented it with a silver medal at the World Mixed Championships just
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Team Sweden, on that.
And also to Team Russia for the
Winning
gold
the
medal.
gold.
Very good at mixed doubles. 2 gold medals so far this year for Russia.
The young Team Scotland brings up the bronze over Canada. So.
And we've got some mixed doubles history here. Well, in the last game we had mixed doubles history. We had a gold medalist winner from last year playing against the silver medalist winner. Although the silver medalist winner came out on top in the team of Allstadt, of course, skipping that Norwegian team to that gold medal last year at the World Mixed. And here we see Rasmus Ronald, who skipped the
Sweden mixed team last year.
Yep. So their good curling is based on playing with women last year, is that right?
I think they're probably learning a whole lot better team skills after having played with some girls. Absolutely. And always help your communication skills. Yeah, bite your pen. Communication is a really, really important aspect of the game of curling. Teams that play longer together definitely have an advantage with that. They spend a lot of time, a lot of teams working with sports psychologists, other specialists, a lot of coaches bring a whole lot of experience to the game.
Yeah, nice race takeout there from Rafael Markey, Rafi as we call him.
There's a new combination for this team, Pfister team this year.
Well, team currently they're defending Swiss champions, but they have lost the skip Sven Michel, who skipped them for a year. This team, almost in this combination, went to the Worlds in Halifax 2 years ago. And then Sven Michel joined the team. They became Swiss champions again. Didn't have a very good Worlds in Basel, but for some reason they decided to part ways, and now Mark is skipping on his own again.
Yeah.
And they picked up...
Marky used to play together with the Pfister boys.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yep. On the team that was at the Worlds, I believe, with them when they went skipping.
That's right. There was Rachel Keller was on that team. He's third, who's now curling with his former junior team with Yannick Schwaller. That's correct. Yeah. So a couple mixing and matching going on all the time.
Takes a little while to build, and they seem to be pulling up the communication and the teamwork for this the end of this event. This has been a good one for them after coming off the loss of the Swiss European playoffs.
Yeah, we all speak the same language. It's called Bernese.
Another nice
we're
run
seeing
back
some
there.
Great run backs here already in the first end. Some good shooting. But there is a corner guard now, and Pfister, having the hammer, will try and take advantage of that.
That was kind of Nicholas to clean the opponent's stone.
And here we see Enrico Pfister. I believe it's the younger brother of Mark. Bit of an interesting story here this season. Mark suffering with a bout of cancer in the late summer. Didn't have a good start to the season, but he's recovering very well, and seems to have regained some strength and done really well at this event.
Compliments to the whole team for sticking it out, and they have all nice short hair to join him.
A little solidarity with the skip
absolutely.
So it's a bit of a kind of a tragic situation, a very good story in the end. Nice to see Mark on the way back to good health.
And obviously great curling. So compliments to the whole team for taking that fight together.
And here we see Nicholas Edin. 2015 world champion and current European champion. Number 1 ranked European team in the world.
Absolutely. Currently this season, they're also sitting very high on the money list in the point order of merit points on the World Tour. And they're having very good success this season.
Yep, world team ranking, they're 8th order of merit. That's the combination points between Champions Tour and the Canadian World Curling Tour. Pfister is 16th, I believe, on that ranking. I need to check that though, but I believe it's 15th, 16th.
These points will definitely help him moving up.
Yeah.
So he got a good draw in behind that corner guard there. Nicholas will be trying to force a point.
Of course, for the Swiss teams, these points they get at Champions Tour events are very important for their national team rankings. Qualifies them. They get over a certain hurdle that qualifies them direct for Swiss finals. They get to avoid the preliminary rounds with that, which is very important for some of these top teams to be able to play important tour events. Every country having slightly different. But many teams many countries using the tour rankings.
It just a little bit short, didn't get frozen onto that, so it's an opportunity for Edin to hit that out. Just be careful he doesn't jam it.
There's jam on the back too, he needs to be careful of.
Yep.
Not just the jam on the yellow, the jam on the red on the back.
Doesn't want to leave it. Either of those red ones in play. He'll probably put a little bit of a soft weight here. Tap it back. Negotiate it out between the back of those two stones, or lose both the red ones. That'd be also ideal.
Oh, sorry, it's Peter de Cruz. It's ranked 16th. And Mark Pfister is ranked 21st. Oh, a wreck. Yeah, that's the first mistake we've seen from Edin today. Didn't miss it by much, but it was enough. And this will allow a free draw for Mark Pfister here in the first end to take I think a very important
2-0 lead.
2-0 lead.
We saw that with Edin in the last game in the semi-final. He got that first two, and it's hard to come back and fight. Definitely in the driver's seat when you're up on the scoreboard early in this on the ice here. Really active rocks. Dictate the strategy a little.
If you're interested in seeing where these teams are ranked, not only these teams, but I will go into that next end. We'll talk about this last shot here first. Pretty straightforward draw. Mark Pfister.
He just threw his draw down this line a moment ago, so they'll have seen the line. Sweepers will be able to judge this. To get into the 8-foot. Exactly the same as his first dome. Nicely thrown.
Score of 2 here in the first end for Pfister to take a 2-0 lead after one end of play.
We're back again at Curling Masters Champéry. N2. First end. Team Pfister scored 2 with the hammer. Had a draw. Simon Gemper leading off with first stones here for Team Pfister. Nicholas Edin now has the hammer. Christopher Sundgren, lead for Team Edin. Throwing up a corner guard. Trying to negotiate a little bit of play, get some rocks in the to be able to use for later stones. Team Pfister got to the final by defeating Kosta from Finland. And Team Edin this morning on our feature game defeated Bolstrad from Norway to arrive in this final. Negotiate a little come around here, sit on the top of the forefoot. Let's keep that stone on top of the tee line. Easy done. Both of these teams representing not only home clubs and countries, but also many sponsors. You can see the names of their sponsors on their team jackets. Sponsors are really important for these teams to be able to participate at these top events around the world. Lots of travel, lots of expenses. Just clearing off the corner, leaving Nicholas an opportunity to get a hit and roll behind there. Keeping the play in the center of the house. They're up 2 points, so. Rasmus Rana, second for Team Edin. He's a new addition to the squad this year. Lots of experience in juniors in his own team, as well as mixed world champion, world silver medalist. He's fitting in nicely with his team. Takes a little bit of time to adjust and a little bit off balance on that one. Managed to move all those rocks a little bit around. Yellow's still sitting in the top of the forefoot, so it's an advantage.
I'm back.
All those technical things getting all fixed up. Hard sweeping, trying to get this rock into a good place to try and make it around this guard. Just chipped off it. Ball's not into the greatest spot. They're set up an opportunity for a double there.
So quickly back to the world team ranking. If you're interested in the rank, Pfister is ranked 21, and Edin is ranked 8th. Edin is top European team on the ranking. If you're interested in the rankings and events and all the things, information coming up on all the variations of tour events we have, European Junior Curling Tour, Mixed Doubles Tour, Challenger and Masters men's and women's. Just go to curlingchampionstour.org. Get all that information. And don't forget to join us on Facebook, Curling Champions Tour Facebook. Get membership. Get your likes in there.
Like. Yeah.
Lots of good information in there all the time.
Yeah, and a great place to follow your teams and their journeys along the tours. Cheer them on, send them a note.
And of course, the live button on the top will show you what our schedule is for broadcasting, streaming.
Oscar Eriksson, third for Team Edin, delivering his first stone here. He'll be playing the takeout. Tried for the double. Just overcurled a little bit on him. Hopefully it sticks around. Just rolls out of the rings. Would have really liked to keep that rock in play. This one now just make a nose hit.
Or maybe roll to the left a little bit. She's trying not to set up a double.
Key is to keep the shooter, to try and force Edin to make 1 point.
Is it going to hang on enough? But there is a double there.
Sticks around, yeah.
Pretty easy double, I would think, especially for this team.
Yeah, Oscar's generally got these in his pocket.
Edin, renowned for their takeout specialties.
Nicely done.
That was so easy.
Always from up here, hey? So Pfister will just try and hit and roll this. Not quite as easy double as Oscar was looking at. And to get a little more angle. It's a little tall. He'll just be looking to hit this and roll over in front. So then Nicholas has to navigate the yellow, past the back yellow one, in order to score his 2. Mark Pfister, skip. His first one.
Yep. Oh, yep. Oh,
Just didn't get enough of it. Rolled
Yeah, a little bit of mix in communication there. One was yelling off, maybe thinking the double, he could make the double, and he wasn't going to overcurl. Called each other on off. This gives Edin the opportunity to split the house across. Make it a little harder for Pfister to be able to make a double.
86. Kan hålla igång lite. Jag gav den mer dock, men känns som att... Lite kortare. Håll i den! Håll i den!
Don't have Swedish, but a little quarter is a little shorter, no matter what language you're talking about. So
Fortsätt gå! Fortsätt gå! Kom igen! Kom igen!
good sweep. Sweepers managed to get that in the 12-foot.
There is a double there. It's a long double.
Jaha.
The angle looks pretty good.
Discussing which turn is the best way to play this.
I think he'll have to use the out turn. That's got a long way to go across the house, and
Absolutely.
you don't want to lose the energy by changing handles. So he's going to do this from a left to right rotation, and as it comes off that rock, it'll just add to the energy with the spin of the rock. If he were to come at it with the other handle, it would have to change rotations coming off that rock.
Goes a little higher, a little flatter the other way.
Are they close? No.
Hit it a little too
But
full. He does force Nicholas to have to play a takeout and stay for his 2. We know in the last end he had an opportunity to throw 2 draws, so
just curled too much for Mark. Now an opportunity here for Edin. Fairly straightforward takeout to tie up the game.
Stone's been curling quite a bit here this week. John Heron and his crew of ice makers have made really great ice all week. Countless hours go into preparing and sitting in the ice floors.
It was Edin, last rock here in the second end. Needs the nose hit to stick, and he makes it. Score of 2, and that will tie up this game after 2 ends of play. It's 2-2 here in Champéry.
Linjen är lite tajt eller något. Ja, räcker det.
We're back here with the third end of the final of the Masters in Champéry. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here with Sherry Leibrant. And we'll be guiding you through the rest of this game. Hope you enjoyed our curling coverage this weekend from Champéry. 24 teams playing in 4 groups of 6. After 5 round robin games within each group, there was an overall ranking. And the ranking then, any tie breaks were determined then by the draw shot, which each team had to do after each game. And that would be a draw to the button, kind of like a penalty kick. And those teams that were closest to the middle with their draws obviously were successful. The distance from the middle would be added to each game. The worst result was dropped. And that gave the overall distance, and that applied to the ranking also. And like Like we mentioned in the semifinal, Sherry, your team having enough points, just
we had enough wins. We didn't have enough draw shot.
Or you didn't have enough wins. You didn't
or
need
we
the
didn't
draw
have
shot.
enough wins. Yeah, 2 ways to get there. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite manage it both ways. So had some really great games. And our first draw against Nicholas and Edin, and it came down to a last stone. So good experience working on with a couple new players in the lineup this weekend.
You've got some real young guys in your team.
We do, a couple just 18. So great success on the tour and gaining a lot of really incredible experience. So
You had a very successful trip to Canada.
yes, first opportunity for the boys to play in Canada. We managed to make a semi-final in one event, and Oakville tournament we managed to win.
Oakville is right next to my hometown.
Really great neighborhood, wonderful community there.
Being from Burlington, Ontario.
And had the opportunity to play in Shorty Jenkins. Awesome field. And got a couple wins in that one as well. Almost created some really great opportunities, gained some really valuable experience.
So at the Europeans, you're playing.
In the B pool?
You dropped down into the B pool last year.
Last year we played in the A. It was a great experience, gained huge value. Unfortunately, not enough wins to stay in the A. Moved down to the B. And motivation is to get back up there.
I would think so. Well, we've got an interesting situation here. Nicholas has got the center guard up. There's a couple of rocks behind it. The Swiss are in shot position. Rasmus Verano being asked to draw in behind those two.
Having been a skip for a long time, this is probably a shot he likes to play.
Yep, this will be more in his
comfort zone. It's been a really nice addition to this team. Brings on some new young energy.
Not only in his comfort zone, but also in his execution.
Beautiful.
Ability. Perfect shot. Very nice.
Yeah, some teams have just big hitters for seconds. I think if Nicholas can work this into his repertoire for his strategy, he can certainly get some really great things happening with the skills of young Rana. World team ranking. Both these teams having good success on the tours.
You've moved up on that ranking. You're on 30th place, which is pretty good.
Yeah, started the season we were at 22, but more tournaments happening every week. Lots of tournaments in Canada and USA.
30th in the world looks pretty nice, though.
Absolutely. I think it's the only Dutch team that's ever been on that ranking list, so I think we're doing okay.
Right now,
one of the youngest, that's also for sure.
Yeah, right now there's a total of 390 teams on that world ranking list.
30 out of 390 doesn't sound so bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Nice scratch on the ice there. We can see there must have been something, debris or something, under a shoe or a rock.
That may be in the last one. Nicholas was cleaning off the stone that came through the house. He was cleaning off a stone. It might have been at the back of the house there. That might have been when he was cleaning.
And that guard replaced.
So somebody's going to score this end. We don't see blank ends. Last game we saw
you never
a fair
know
bit
the way
of
these guys can clear rocks out of there. It could be a blank. It could be lots of rocks in play. And all of a sudden they all disappear.
So you can find information about the games. Follow online. Watch Curling Champions Tour TV. World Curling TV.
Ooh, a miss.
Ooh. It's definitely not the margin you want in that shot.
Nope.
Gör inte så mycket om den kommer långt så länge vi inte visar den. De kan ju ta den och ligga
Bit
2 med
of
3 är
missing
lite bättre.
communication or lack of concentration there.
We saw that in the last game. We're in the semifinal game we're doing. Wallstadt didn't miss a lot, but probably counted on one hand how many shots he missed. But Edin
Took full advantage every time.
will burn you with that.
Järnet till, håll ut den, håll ut den. Håll ut den.
Another similar situation.
Basta annat bra.
That little rock, that rock kind of peeking out in the forefoot.
Basta.
Nice has been a little tricky that way. The rocks break hard, but if you have a little bit extra weight on them this week, they can run a little on you. And
Normal.
you have to be able to manage the ice, the stones, and the concentration has to be there for every stone.
Here's an interesting shot here. Those yellows could be removed easily, but you really have to watch that second one coming off and jamming on that back red
Right
one.
back, yeah.
I wonder where that rock is going to land. Okay, got the right angle on it.
Nicely played. Cleared off all those guards.
Den som taken nu va.
Enrico Pfister.
Nicholas will just go ahead and put them back up again.
Bara en liten rull så tror jag.
You can also remove
De kommer
that.
alltid få en dubbel, men huvudsaken är väl att...
So he's got a bit to cover here. I'm not quite sure how close those two rocks are from
Han kommer troligtvis försöka...
see if he can get an overhead shot here.
Visa lite där så kan han egentligen aldrig ligga kvar på den. Ska han få ut den?
Those rocks are fairly close together. There's two ways of getting at that yellow one. You can either play it direct with the intern side. There's also hitting that yellow rock on the top on the left-hand side will drive that red one back, although that angle may not look like that. The drag effect will take that rock a little bit to the right. So there's a couple of options here for Pfister because I don't think you can cover both of those shots. And this is hanging out wide.
You hear the communication with the teams really vital at this level of curling. The communication is really goes back and forth, back and forth. It's if you understand Swedish, you can understand what they're saying, but if you're a curler, you can also understand you can kind of imagine what they're saying. They're wanting to get that in exactly the best placement possible.
Yeah, so he's taking that in turn away, but that out turn on the yellow is there.
It's not leaving much.
He should be able to drive that red one back onto the yellow one. He might not be able to keep it in play, but it should be able to remove that rock off the forefoot area. Needs to come by the guard very tight though.
Okay, Pfister, younger brother of the skip, Mark Pfister. These guys have been playing together for quite a long time, I think, Armin, haven't they?
Well, since they were kids. And here we go. And that'll do it. Didn't hit it hard enough though. But we saw that rock not quite like billiard balls. They do have those rocks do have a rough surface to them, so they will drag a little bit.
It's called the running band.
No, it's called the striking band. The
Striking
running band's
band's
underneath. The running band is underneath. It's about 5.5 millimeters, and it's the part of the rock that has contact with the ice. So with the pebble drops on the ice, and that's little water drops that are put on the ice because you can't play on it if it was completely flat. And the 5.5 millimeter running band, there's actually very little contact between granite and ice, and that's why it runs so fine and so quick. Of course, it all depends on the many factors that go into making this ice: water quality, air temperature, frost conditions.
Temperature inside and out.
Science all onto its own. Curling ice. What a fine shot that was.
Great shot.
Manages to pick it out and gets a little roll on the inside. Nasty little shot. Can you see enough of it?
Go around and take a look from the front. Doesn't look like it. It's going to play run back on the top one.
This is Mark's first rock here in the third end. So he'll be wanting to drive this back and try and remove as many as he can out of that 4-foot area. Give him something with his last rock. A bit of trouble here, the Swiss. This end. Fine shot by Edin with his last one. Must be close. We'll manage to get one. And I think that guard rolled away.
Yep,
it did, yeah.
absolutely.
So that was. I think that's almost more important than getting that one off the 4-foot.
So it's for sure that Edin won't be able to take the whole 4-foot away. Might be able to take the shot foot away, but he's either got to guard his stone in the house or he's got to cover the pin, leaving a draw possibility for Mark.
That's right. Either way, Pfister's got a possibility to at
score.
least score his one, get out of the end.
So clearing that guard off, rolling off his shooter was really important.
Nicholas Edin, last rock here for him in this end. Trying to cover up that guard, or trying to cover up that shot rock in the 4-foot.
World European champion.
So we want to drag this far enough that it covers the rock. The line is really important. I guess that takeout's no longer there.
Cool draw to the pin.
Yeah, that's about it. So he's got to get a good chunk of the white in the middle.
He'll throw this for his sweepers. Sweepers will take control and put it where it needs to be.
Simon Gempler holding the broom in the house, playing lead rocks.
Line and speed are both very important here. They hit a very small target.
Is it going to have enough? There's a working it. Ooh, this is coming up short.
Really nice line.
Yeah,
Eliminates one. Because only managed to steal one.
another couple of feet and they would have had it. So steal of one here in the third. And now the score is 3-2 after 3 ends of play. And with a steal in the last end in the third, the Swedish force him to take a 1-point lead. The Hammer now stays in possession of the Pfister. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here with Sherry Liebrandt. We're covering the final of the Masters here in Champéry. 13,000 francs, Swiss francs, goes to the winner. 9,000 to the loser.
Down to the final two teams of a group of 24. It's been a good tournament here this weekend.
Yeah.
The wonderful community of Champéry and Portes du Soleil.
And we see the Valise sign up in the right-hand corner, just over Edin's shoulder. That's the region here, French-speaking part. It's about a half an hour west of Lake Geneva, or east of Lake Geneva. And of course the famous Matterhorn, also in this region, which I've never seen yet. 20 years in this country.
Maybe time to go visit.
Visit the Matterhorn yet.
On behalf of all the teams, thank you to all the community and the sponsors and the volunteers participating at the event from the local community and the area in the area around the area. Certainly, without you, these events don't happen. So thank you for all your commitment and your time and making the tour happen. Really nice phrase. Nicely executed shot. Gets on top of that.
It gets on the inside of it too.
This end will build up similar to the last one. Pfister will be looking to get his two. And be a little patient at the beginning of the end. I will change the camera there. Really hard sweeping here. Lots of physical work in the game of curling. These guys spend a lot of time in the gym.
Nice shot. To move some rocks around eventually to dislodge those. Pfister now indicating he wants to remove that center guard. Pfister having the hammer, would like to keep the middle open. Rafi Markey.
They're not touching this.
Rafi Markey for Gardner. Work.
Gardener and landscaper.
Gardener, landscaper.
Which term do you think he likes better?
Oh, I don't think it matters to Rafi.
So let's just go up and peel a corner guard here.
Mark Pfister's a heavy equipment operator. And the Swedish team is full-time curlers. Nice clearing. I wonder if Rasmus had visions of flashing that one like he did in the last end of the last game. I guess not.
Took a little more time settling in the hack, getting ready, getting set up.
Went to school on that last one.
Pfister just report to the paces that guard. Nicholas will go back up, hit it again. Trying to create an opportunity to be able to hit and roll behind it.
Oscar Eriksson skipped this team 2 or 3 years ago to the finals of the World Championships in Beijing 2014, losing out to Thomas Olsrud. Olsrud and his team were here too, but didn't quite make the cut for the top 8. I think they ended up in the same
They were down in us with
schmozzle that you guys did.
the draw shot pool.
They'll practice their penalty shooting.
All blank.
Now we see Mark here indicating he wants to move these rocks around a little bit.
Dus dat winkelgelijk verschoppen is dan.
At some point he's going to have to move this. You hit this on the nose and the back yellow one's gone. Maybe get some separation on those red ones.
You could also just tap it, leave the yellow one in the back a little, and then have some backing for another one. Edin has to then negotiate to take out the red around the yellows. Hope for jam. Looks like they're just going to play a hit and remove it, and spread them around a little.
Rico Pfister.
Okay with angles there. I would like to get a little more separation from that red one.
Yeah, it would have
And
been
the yellow,
maybe
move
good
them back a bit.
Split them a bit up. Basically, Edin can now do the same thing. Hit it on the nose, and the red one's gone.
Could probably take them all off there.
Actually, you could probably hit it hard enough and
move them all out.
Take them off. They don't like doing things like that, do they?
This is a shot. Oscar goes, yep, I like it.
You can see the gleam in his eyes. There he goes.
The smile will come up really quick.
You're going to launch this down the ice. Just needs to hit it on the left-hand side and might spill all of them.
Oh, he even did better. He kept his two yellow ones. Yeah. Nice shot.
I knew it. And Pfister will do the same, and it looks like we're heading for a blank end here. Rico Pfister. Remove these two yellow ones. Oh, we just got one.
Didn't quite curl enough. A little bit full of room, maybe.
These are the small little things when you're playing against a world-class team like this.
Can't afford.
And they'll now take advantage of this and try and force Mark into taking one. Great lessons here to be learned by young curlers. How important positioning of the rocks are.
Not only the young curlers, I think a lot of the old folks still need to learn it too. So.
We can't learn anything anymore, can we?
Absolutely. I learn every time I watch a game.
Nicholas Edin trying to split the rings here. Put a second one in there. At the end, try and force Pfister to take one and give up the hammer. And we call it a cheap hammer because it only cost 1 point. Let's make sure that they're fairly parallel, so there's no double. I see your boys are out there watching this game.
Absolutely.
They have to give you a report after the game to see what they've learned.
I should have given them homework sheets. No, they watch a lot of games. They're really happy with the fact that the Curling Champions Tour has this channel and the new partnership together with World Curling TV, and more games are online, more opportunity to see some games, and we use them a lot for talking about different tactics, different strategies, learning different things about different ice conditions, and creating new opportunities for our game as well.
Mark Pfister. And is he attempting the double? He might be. To hit it pretty hard. Or at least hit and roll a little closer to
Over to closer to it.
Again, he noses it, just like in the last end, or 2 ends ago. I think Edin will want to roll to the right. He certainly has room to roll to the right.
Yep.
There's a stopper over there.
To eliminate the double beam again.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking pretty relaxed, pretty confident with their play. Had a pretty good day already. Had a good tournament. Lost to Dean Stone in the fourth end.
Mark not trying the double.
She's going to hit and stay with one or go for a draw.
Yep. Hit and stay. Forced to take one.
This is really a skip choice. You can also just choose to draw the forefoot. He's obviously more comfortable playing hit and stay. There's no right or wrong here. It's just a matter of choice.
Well, steal of one is still tolerable in this point. Steal of two
Is not.
Is not. I don't think. I think that's why you're opting for the. But it needs to stick around. Oh, he doesn't.
Doesn't quite finish up enough. And it's another steal of one.
So after 4 ends of play, Swiss are showing a little chinks in their armor. That's the Swedes have taken a 4-2 lead after 4 ends. So first half of the game is in the books. With two single steals in a row here in the third and fourth. Edin has taken a 4-2 lead. Hammer's still in the possession of Team Pfister, but I think they need to do something with it now in order to not lose contact.
Well, we're going to take a little bit of risk, get a couple rocks in play, make something happen. Nicholas playing first stone right into the house. I want to keep the play in the house. Not allow many guards to build out front.
Driving behind that mountain, it's a good place to hide it. Goes to the Sangre. Pretty solid performance so far. I guess the best kind of lead is when you don't notice them. Shots are all there. You notice the leads when they miss their shots.
Yeah.
They get no credit when they make their shots. They
No,
just don't get noticed that
It's
much.
a really underrated position, especially at the level of play now. You know, quite years ago, they used to think, okay, the weak link is at the lead. That is absolutely not the case at the game today.
But it's true. You don't really notice your lead unless he's missing,
Yeah.
right? If you don't notice your lead, he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, it means your whatever end plan you've just set up, you can execute it and you can continue it on right till skip stones. If that lead doesn't make those first couple shots,
It's brutal.
you got to change the plan, and then you got to search for what's going to work for you.
Very underrated position for sure.
Also have to be very resilient. Usually, if you've got a bad end against you, they're the first one that's going to get it in the hack and throw the next stone. So they got to be able to let it go and move forward. Yeah, great qualities of leads. I think at this level of play, the lead is very highly respected. Sam Gempler as well. He's also a very strong lead. Potentially play any position in the game, but it is a specialty.
Well, last year he had his foray into the position at second. Seen better hitters. I think he's probably more comfortable to be at. More comfortable be back at the lead position.
So what are these guys playing for out here, Armin?
There's 40,000 total prize money at this event. And the first prize is 13,000. Second is 9,000. So one of these teams is guaranteed 9,000, and the other one gets 5,000 more. 4,000 more. But it's enough to cover expenses for a couple of events. These teams obviously traveling all over the world.
Yeah, it's an expensive sport. You got four guys traveling, sometimes coaches and crew along with them. A lot of expenses at home as well.
They do have sponsoring and funding maybe from their national associations, things like that, but they're not getting rich off the sport yet. Certainly not like tennis or golf or any of those sports.
The sponsors they do have, teams are very thankful for.
But there's no less commitment from these athletes. Take their sport very serious.
Absolutely. You see, the development of the sport is definitely higher level. There's a discussion here. They want to get this right. They want to make sure they leave them or move them or get their angles correct. Communication is really, really important in this game.
Can end up sitting 3 after this shot. Rasmus Verano.
This one hard. Who's this back to?
That curled a little. I get out. Yeah, that curled a little too much. Just got it too full. You can see he's not very pleased with that. Needed to hit it a little less. And might have got some good separation on those rocks. And would have been 3 in the house. Opportunity now for Pfister to take advantage of this. And we're talking a couple of millimeters hitting it in the wrong side. Wrong spot.
Yeah, we saw in the last game in the semi-final with Volstad, the misses weren't big. They were a centimeter here, centimeter there, but they cost you big if you don't quite get it right.
Rafi clearing those 2 yellows out.
Small centimeter of Rana's stone just cost him that. So there's always a consequence in our wonderful sport of curling.
Pfister in a pretty good position here, actually. He's got some corner guards going. This rock here now that Edin's going to take a run at. He may not leave his shooter in a very good spot, so that'll allow Pfister to finally go on the attack, go on the offense by drawing around that corner guard. So unless Oscar can hit and roll behind the guards, I think Pfister will be going on offense soon. And here we go. He leaves it in the top of the 12-foot.
Absolutely.
And there we go. So you can see he's worked his way into this position. A little error there by Rasmus, just not getting it quite right. Is now allowed Pfister to switch to offense. Now this shot is really big. Rico's got to plant this one in behind the guard. Big shot here. Oops.
A little stumble. It is ice. It is slippery. Get it by here. Excellent.
It's looking good.
Get in front of the tee line is ideal. Really nice shot. Well done. Really good sweeping. Good communication.
Could have dragged it back a little bit further, I think. Get some more separation on that guard. Good shot there. Big shot. And a very important shot.
Red one back into the red, double him off.
Yes, missed it.
Split the house and roll the other,
Yeah,
going
and-
around the other side.
Couple of angles on those yellow ones. You can now draw behind the two yellow. And he's makes this. He'll be on his way to a
Scoring his
possible
two.
2. Yeah.
Sweeper's already indicated the length is good. So just wait for the curl to happen. And drag that in behind the guards.
Take it back. It seems to be a little bit long. I want to take it far enough back not to set up a double.
Yep.
A little bit long, that shot.
One side is a little bit keener than the other, possibly. Out of his hand, they said it was good. Checked their stopwatches and said good weight. Just ran a little bit more.
Jag gillar ju att ha fart på dubbeln, ha chansen då. För det rulla ovanför spelar ingen större roll. Liksom, alla farter kommer kunna rulla precis.
So what's Edin have here?
Kommer inte att
Hit
köra
and roll.
tia där. Jag gillar samma fart som den.
That red one on the...
Ja, där spelar ut så i första.
Looks like he's going to just draw over. Oh, no. Hit and roll here.
Hit this on the left side, roll over in front of the red. Maybe get some cover behind his own rocks.
Jag kommer spela den som dubbel. Det känns som att det är något så kan
You're watching the fifth end at the Curling Masters Champéry CCT Curling Champions Tour event. And a little bit of a rainy Champéry mountains this morning.
ungefär, eller? Det är rätt.
As long as it's not snowing until I get out of the mountains here.
Had really incredible weather here all weekend. Fresh snow in the
Nice.
mountains. Beautiful, beautiful place.
It's where snow should be, up in the mountains.
Spela 10-0. Centi mindre.
It's first stone for skip Nicholas Edin. This fifth end.
Järnet! Ta fart! Hård! Järnet!
Wants to get a roll to the left. And rolling too much, maybe. Oh, it just stops in time.
That's
Pretty
really
shot.
nice roll.
Den där stenen, alltså, det är lite sugg.
Yeah, really good roll.
That fine touch has definitely helped Nicholas Edin team put themselves in really good positions. Really put the pressure on their opponents in the last two games we've been watching here this morning. It's really excellent execution. First stone for Mark Pfister.
Ja, 4-4 till.
Just trying to draw down to that red one.
To the yellow.
Or yellow, yes. Thank you.
If he gets a little tap, then that's ideal. If not, sits on it, potentially sets it up for another one. He's still okay here to get his two. That yellow one is behind the tee line, so he can freeze on it. Still sets him up to a pretty good position. Looking pretty good here. Oh, what a bump
Whoa.
off.
Oh, sweet. Great shot.
Good shot. Edin will come down and just sit on top of it. Comes up short, that's acceptable. Guards it up. Not really.
Ja, stickskallen är inte ribbat på också. Gillar garden, va? Ja, han är skotte, men... ska vi. Eller vi ska 3 på 1000. Helt liggande.
Has to be a little careful that he doesn't bump that red one and then bump his own yellow one out the back. Leaves an opportunity for 3 then.
Han måste ligga nära tror jag. Annars så finns bågen runt en noj. För det blir jävligt svårt om man har minus en armsten. Men... Yes. Ja.
Looks like he's going
Ja, tredjedel. Även bite 12 är ju bra faktiskt. Så länge jag inte...
Says the corner freeze, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's talking about maybe putting up a guard on this.
Well, the corner freeze won't want to. He'll be open with the corner freeze, and there'll be a double possibility there.
Yeah, well, and then they'll sit 3. It gives an opportunity for red to score 3. If he throws up a guard here, forces Pfister to draw open for 2.
Yep.
But he has then no opportunity to score 3.
Yeah,
So
it's better give your opponent the opportunity to score 2 and not to score 3.
worked hard to get on the lead on the scoreboard. They can be tied up, but they don't want to get behind. That's for sure. So, it's what we call the famous risk versus reward. And he's just going to guard this up so that Pfister can't play on that red one. It looks like it's over curling a little.
He
Might
might
still
be
be able to
long
get in there.
enough to get the tap, eh? Certainly looking at it. A long way to curl. He needs to tap it about 2 feet.
Geef klieg eens weer voor, uw klieglijn. Ja.
Into the house area.
I think is he
Does
going for
finish
it?
there. It looks like he's got ice. He's going to play in the back.
Yeah, that's got to curl a
Back far
long
away.
way.
He's got to curl a long way.
But
But he's just got to kind of rub it. Doesn't have to move it much.
I'm not sure if they're convinced that this will work.
It probably looks different sitting in the hack than it does from the other end. Yeah. It's going to be sure goes too.
Yeah, they would have had to move it about a rock and a half, but I don't think it's going to curl enough.
You'd have to throw probably back 8 weight, eh?
Yeah, it won't curl that much.
No. So yeah, it looks like he's just going to draw first 2. Tie up the scoreboard.
Mark Pfister, last rock here in the 5th end. Trying to tie up this game. Oh, he's throwing some weight at it. He is attempting it. Didn't have enough weight. I don't think it was there. So. Good attempt though, but still a deuce. Very important 2 points in the 5th end. Tie this game at 4 apiece here at the Champéry Masters. Some great work there by Team Pfister in the 5th end. Finally get to a deuce. Tie up this game. We're here with the final of the Curling Masters in Champéry. 3rd men's event on the Champions Tour this season. Basically 4,000 francs on the line for the winner of this game. Guaranteed so far, both teams are guaranteed 9, and the winner will collect 4,000 more. "24 teams started in the competition, 4 groups of 6, 5 round robin games each. And after the round robin, there was a overall ranking, complete ranking done, 1 to 8, qualifying for the quarterfinals. And quarterfinals were last night. Semi-final and final this morning.
That's a nice come around. He uses his guard that he set up early. The first stone, red stone cannot be removed from play. Or the yellow on the right side. Those are in the free guard zone. Try and come down and just freeze on top of that to red one in the score zone. Just clip the guard there, didn't get around. Does manage to move it a little bit off the center line, so. Communication between the second. What couple options to play here? Throw up another center guard, or?
Well, 6th end is a good end to steal. Even ends, take control of them. So I think that's the call, eh? Put up the center guard.
Nice guard. Just stays on a little piece of that center line, so. Edin will now come and try and move them all at the same time.
Rasmus Toronto. Takes 1, takes 2, and doesn't miss it by much.
Pretty close to taking all 3, but clearing the 2 front guards is the priority. He manages that very successfully. Nice shot. And these times he's going to be careful he doesn't bite down on that tongue. Concentration on the face of Mr. Markey. The sweeper cleaning, the other one communicating the way down. And get the guard in the right spot.
It's got to come to a stop. Don't want to over curl. Perfect
nice
position.
Execution.
It's a little too close for you play against Edin. You need more separation. These guys are really good at those runbacks. There we go. But he does leave a center guard up front. Ideally, you'd want those guards a little bit longer out front because anything that's that short is just too easy for this team. At this level.
I see the store clock running in behind the players there. Both teams start with 30 minutes to complete play on thinking time.
So that comes up quite a bit short. Quite a mistake actually at this point of the game. Every shot becomes so important.
I think he actually indicated the guard there, Armin. He wasn't coming in yet.
Okay.
Wanted to get a little more junk happening up front.
Didn't look like he was happy with the result. I don't think he wanted to be there actually. He's given an opportunity now for Edin to come in, and with those staggered guards, is this an error too?
Looks a little heavy.
Wow.
And the T-line is not ideal.
Well, ideal for Pfister, I think.
Pfister will come down and sit right on top of that. Ricky had a couple really nice. Rico had a couple really nice draws last end, so execute a couple more here would be great. And get it around that guard.
Just needs to curl quite a bit. It's a little long too.
A little bit faster path down the center line. Running a little bit straighter than it has been all week.
We only got one sheet going. So usually all week, six sheets have been played, so the conditions do change a little bit with only one sheet in play. So here's an opportunity for Edin.
74.
Needs to start the move. He's going to get past the guards.
Look at a nice shot here.
Does.
It's going to be a little inside roll off it as well.
Yeah, he does. We've
Brilliant.
seen this shot before. I think we saw a similar one in
In the semifinal.
the semifinal that ended up costing 3. And now with those staggered guards up front, it's very difficult to get to. Trying a little tap on the yellow one.
You want to stay on top of the forefoot. If you move that yellow one back a little, he sets up a little more pocket for another shot. Makes it a little more difficult for Edin to remove the red and score multiple points. So pretty tricky finesse shot. He's got to get this right. Doesn't want to tap it and then roll open and leave an open double there. Pfister. A bit late on the release there.
This is making his move now.
It's really moving. Great line.
Needs to be at least up to it.
Pretty good. Would have been nicer to bump it back a little bit further, I think.
The angle isn't right. Needed to be a little on the inside, a little more on the inside.
It does decrease the scoring zone for for Nicholas a little. Pretty hard to remove.
Question is, where's he going to go where he's not going to do any damage to himself right now?
Exactly.
Throw a guard at it and take two. I don't think Pfister's got much of a shot if he throws a guard on it. Right now, Norwegian sitting 1 and 2 in the 4-foot.
Swedish.
Swedish, sorry.
Yeah, we put the Norways out this morning. Nicholas Edin reaching this final by beating Volstad from Norway this morning. Pfister reaching the final by beating Finland. Aku Kusta.
I'm not quite sure what he wants to do here.
He's just tapping him around, trying to get himself another scoring opportunity.
Well, I'm not sure if...
A lot of risk with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to help him much. Just make the situation for Pfister a little bit better by moving these rocks around, because right now they're certainly not in favor of Pfister.
Sometimes recognizing the risk versus reward. Sometimes being offensive is your best defense.
He's all of a sudden giving lots of ice, so I think he's trying to come down now to the back red one. Or just playing the guard after all.
Swedish isn't good enough to help you out with that, Armin.
No,
Lots of different things indicated there. So
this was the call from the beginning that I would have. Oh, fortunate that he didn't move that too far. Yep, he guarded it up. I think that was probably about the safest play.
sometimes moving the brooms moving around in the house are more about what they're leaving for their opponent to have an opportunity rather than what they're actually thinking for themselves. So
I thought that was just the reflection of shrugging your shoulders. What do we do now?
you sit on the coach bench long enough, you think you've got it figured out, but then the communication is all different than you're expecting. Well, they're in a situation here now.
Pfister hasn't got much here. And what he's got to do now, I think, is look to make sure that there's no way that Edin can score three.
Okay. Ja, da läuft die Füße. Ja. Was ist denn mit dem?
Schwache Loch.
Hier anschlagen und dann runterlaufen.
Das ist ein Schlachtbau aufhalten.
Ah, das verdammte Loch kann ich eigentlich jetzt nicht auftun. Muss aber auch. Ja, wenn ich nicht verschießen, macht wieder rein.
Ja, dann kannst du mir zwei geben.
Still two songs.
Schießen. Müssen. Ich komme sicher nicht zu weit raus, der lieber Graf. Ich kann ja den Rot innen treffen, der Shooter muss das Loch gleich
He's going to try and raise something here, but not sure if it's a good idea. Just leave Edin that opportunity. He's trying to go raise red, yellow, red, and try and pick out at least one of those yellow ones. Problem is he's raising a yellow rock, not necessarily one of his own.
Okay. Schnell.
Let's make sure he does remove at least one of those yellow ones. Raise, angle raise, takeout. Yellow, red, yellow. Doesn't just want to open it up either. He's lucky he didn't pick out his own. He almost went for a trip there. So that opening up that hole allows Edin now, I think, a possibility to nose hit that red one and hit 3. Oscar looking at that angle raise in the top there. Red, yellow raise into the pocket. But,
straight nose hit here.
Yeah, opening up that hole just allows Edin to do this, and instead of just getting 2 stuck on you, you get 3. Last rock here in the 6th. Edin looking for a nose hit for score 3. Looking close. And he's got it.
Nice shot.
Big score of 3 here in the 6th end. That's pretty huge in this game. And that'll take the score to 7-4 for Edin over Pfister here at the Masters in Champéry. Well, I think here we are back in the 7th end. Masters Champéry coverage. I think Pfister will be reviewing that end, hopefully. Check and see a couple of. I don't think that guard that he played out there was supposed to be a guard. I'm not sure, but if it was not necessarily the best call. And I don't think opening that up. It's a high-risk shot, and you give up 3 in the 6th end to go 3 down. That's just one too many, I think.
Sometimes you're a lot better to keep it as simple as possible in order to eliminate the possibilities for your opponent.
Well, you give up 2. Still lots of game left, but 3 is big in the 6th end. Christopher.
Just going to get to throw a rock through the house.
Those were always my favorite rocks.
100% are there.
I never get to play those. Simon Gempler.
Pfister will be just wanting to get up his corner guards. Try and create some guards opportunities to score 2 or 3. Definitely needs to score a multiple end here to keep this game going to the 8th end.
Sixth end is definitely weren't playing the scoreboard, were they? Toronto making his clearing.
There's one. It's always a bonus if you get the 2, but those are spread pretty far across the front of the house. Nice guard placement by Gempler.
Rafi Markey putting that guard back up again. This looks a little warm though. I think this one's in the house. And without cleaning it once, it does manage to stop in front of the rinks.
Again, he's clearing up the guard. 2 good shots by Rasmus Rana. Making no mistake. If I'll get another opportunity to put up another corner guard.
It's good.
It's in a little better position. Nicely equal across the sides there. From goes down quickly, wasting no time.
Just launching these rocks down the ice now. Even if they hit him on the nose, that shooter's probably going out anyways.
Somewhere, yeah.
Put enough rotation on it.
Rotation and speed. Always great when they have the accuracy as well.
That always helps, yes.
Pfister will just have to stay patient here. Keep trying to build an opportunity.
And he needs a 2 here in this end, though.
And 5, he did create them, so.
This is coming up short.
Over curling.
That's not going to help any. Let those two guards look close
No.
together. They're easily to double
They'll
off.
both be gone. He can keep his fingers crossed that he gets a little run back on that one red into that yellow.
Maybe jams on the yellow. I'm just hoping. If you're Swiss.
You got to keep your fingers crossed some moments, right?
Yeah, maybe a break somewhere. Oscar's thrown so hard.
And they're all gone.
Yeah, of course.
So what's next up on the tour list, Armin? Edinburgh? Edinburgh in a couple weeks?
Yep. We got so many events. No, we've got 45 total events, all different classes. We'll have Geising and mixed doubles on next week, so right back in Germany.
Mixed doubles tour has really taken off. There's been really great events added to the Curling Champions Tour for that. It's been really excellent.
15 total events so far, and we'll be adding more for next season.
And some great opportunity for a new Olympic discipline. Mixed doubles curling.
Of course, the Riga International Ladies will be on next week too, and we'll be getting 2 games from that on Sunday, semi-final and final.
Excellent. Also, junior tour event in Prague next weekend.
Another three weekend event. If you're interested to see what's on the schedule, just go to curlingchampionstour.org. Oh, just missed it. There's a little bit of a break for Pfister. He's got to take advantage of it now. He needs his 2 in this end if he wants to have a chance. I don't think 1 is good enough.
A couple choices here. He can hit this and roll. Try and split his house a little. He can also try and corner freeze on it. Create an opportunity. Looks like he's going to play hit and roll here. Definitely has to keep his shooter.
Haupttreffen. Weit rauswicken.
Ja. Wie freisen kannst du.
Ja, aber dann kann er drauf schießen, dann geht alles.
Wie?
Hä?
Ja gut, mehr als 2 machen von denen. Ja.
Ja, nicht mehr. Dann Hauptkämpfe, ja.
Mark Pfister, first rock here in the 7th end. Searching desperately for 2 points. Just to be able to have a chance in this game. Needs to remove that yellow and then roll over to the side and keep your shooter in play. Oh, jams
That
it.
is not going to help him score 2 points.
Not at all. Edin's last rock here in the 7th, just trying to get rid of that. This counter. Just stick around. He's going to force Pfister to take one. But I think Pfister was going to take one anyways. So his question, is it easier to make 3 or steal 2? Nose hit here in the 7th. Pfister down by 3 points.
This one's also curling a little bit.
Well, I didn't throw a lot of weight at it. He's just trying to, just a controlled hit.
Nice shot.
And it makes it really well. Score of 1 here in the 7th for Pfister. He's still quite a bit behind the 8 ball. He's down 8-5 after 7 ends of play and 1 end to go. We're into the last end here, last regulation end of the Curling Masters from Champéry. My name's Armin Harder. I'm here with Sherry Leibrandt, coach of the Dutch men's team, Van Dorp. And a bit of a uphill battle here for Pfister. He has to steal 2. What is his chances of stealing 2 against a team like Edin?
It's pretty slim. But we have seen some lack of concentration at moments, and a couple flashes in the last game with Peels. So
here's a flash.
Yeah, all the way through.
Christopher Sundgren able to throw through.
Flash with a smile for that one. Half his job is done for this end.
Simon Kempler.
Really top lead in Switzerland. Great player. Both these teams have European world experience. Met a few times, I'm sure. This will not be the last game they play against each other.
I don't think so, no. Winner in this game takes 13,000 Swiss francs.
Second place is already guaranteed 9.
Oh, there's another miss. And it's nice when you get to throw your first 2 rocks through the house. And say, oh, okay, my job is done.
Yeah. For those of you not really experienced with curling at home, they're not putting those rocks in the house because they don't want any rocks in play that risk a red one being jammed when they start clearing off those front guards. So they'll just keep the house empty. No rocks in play is an advantage for them. They're 2 points up with the hammer, so they'll just be eliminating red as soon as they can start hitting.
This is a very long rock. This needs to stick around Don't want to throw through here. You got steal 2. Oh,
He's been heavy often with this redstone.
that's roughy. Making a big mistake there. That's not going to help. Rasmus, as we've seen last couple of games, getting lots of practice with his peelings.
It's off successfully. Both these teams representing some sponsors on their shirts. I'm sure they'd like to send a big thank you to their sponsors for helping them out and keeping them supported.
And another peel here from Rasmus Rano. And he executes that well.
Yes.
He says, my job is done.
Mark Pfister. Sorry, Enrico Pfister.
Rico, yeah. Putting up another guard.
Good.
And away it'll go again.
And this time we have Oscar Eriksson. I think he plays them even faster than Rasmus does. That rock is gone.
He's had a couple years longer out of the skip position, being able to play those more often. These guys practice these shots a lot. Requires a lot of accuracy, consistency, and speed, so the skip can read it and ice it.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Gonna come around the draw now. Come around the corner guard. Let's do that one in the top of the house. Has to make it by that guard. Nicely done.
I think
A little bit short.
Not biting, yeah. Oh.
5 more strokes of the broom there.
Då får de delningen om stickar.
Ja. Den här går att splitta in, men ja, kan inte så tre. Där har du sagt det.
I'm sure they're looking at ways that they could try and get all of them. Oscar Eriksson probably his last shot in this game.
A very fast stone.
Yeah, he gets one and he takes.
Whoa.
He just misses the back one. And Mark. Not many places to hide here. 2 more rocks to come. I mean, the wheels will really need to come off of Edin here in order to not take this home.
Edin's playing a really solid day. He hasn't had many misses. He's been executing some pretty fine-tuned shots in both games we've been televising here today.
Pfister has had some opportunities in this game, but didn't quite
Capitalize when he needed to.
Make the execution. And we see now that game, that third point in the 6th end is just huge right now. I think that was certainly a big turning point in this game. He's got the split there. Didn't quite raise
just not.
it. No.
He just needs to remove the stones. He has a hammer. Team Edin has 2 stones to come. Pfister has only 1 left. And needs to score 2.
Well,
Steal
I
2.
think if Edin hits and rolls into the house here, there's
Handshake.
it's pretty well handshake, because there's no way of getting 2 in the house then.
Both teams have managed the score clock very well. 2 and 3 minutes left to play. Oops.
Well, he didn't roll over far enough. There is an opportunity to get 2 in the house, but we'll
He's going to try to make
try
Edin throw his last stone.
Why not? Try it, sure. So he's got to come off his own there, raise that back, and there's not a lot of room to raise that back, and then roll in behind that. The problem is the one he's raising in on the right-hand side needs to get enough of the house to outcount the top yellow one. There's really not much room there. Oh, he's going to do this. What is he doing?
Not really sure. He's playing a hit somehow and trying to kick himself in with both stones.
Whoops. All right. Just launched it down there. I don't know what that was. Anyways, it's game over.
Handshakes.
Team Edin is the Masters champion for 2016 with a final score of 7-5. Defeats Team Pfister, who takes the 2nd place. And a great show there by both teams. Solid performance all weekend long. And that's another one in the books. Champions Tour coverage of this men's Masters Series. Sherry, thanks for joining us.
It's
Wish
been
you and your team good luck for the Europeans.
Thanks, Armin. It's been a really great opportunity. Thanks, Champéry. Thanks, Palladium Center and CCT for hosting these great events. And look forward to next opportunity.
So next weekend we'll be covering a couple of games from the Riga International. So check out the Champions Tour website and see what's kind of coverage and what the games are, and
Follow on Facebook.
Join us, like us on Facebook. Okay, thanks for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the coverage this weekend, and we'll be seeing you next time.
Get curling.